But first we're going to identify the nerves that are going through the cavernous sinus. So we have the carotid artery here with the carotid plexus. We have the nerves that are going through the cavernous sinus are TOA, trochlear, oculomotor, abducens. As we open this up and look at them, we also have the ophthalmic branch of the trigeminal and the maxillary branch of the trigeminal. So those are the nerves that are going through the cavernous sinus. This is ophthalmic branch of trigeminal. This is maxillary branch of trigeminal. We're going to open this up and look at it on the inside here. Maybe. All right, we have the trochlear nerve is going to come over the top. Thank you. Trochlear nerve is going to come over the top. Ocular motor nerve is in the middle and it's kind of wrapped by the membrane here. And abducens is skinny dipping in the cavernous sinus. Abducens is coming out to innervate the lateral rectus here. So abducens comes out to innervate lateral rectus. Trochlear nerve, if you put this back in here, you'll see the trochlear nerve connect up over the top. I need to angle this up a little bit. You see the trochlear nerve connect up over the top here, going into the superior oblique muscle. So trochlear nerve innervates superior oblique. Also on top of, we have the muscles here. This is levator palpebra superioris on top of the superior rectus. They're innervated by the superior division of the oculomotor nerve. We have the three branches of the ophthalmic branch of trigeminal, and those are NFL. We start with the lacrimal branch of the trigeminal, which is going to be coming out here. This is the lacrimal branch of the trigeminal. We've got the frontal branch of the trigeminal, which branches into supraorbital, which is more lateral, and supratrochlear, which is more medial. So on top of levator palpebra superioris, you should be able to identify the trochlear nerve, cranial nerve 4, the frontal branch of the ophthalmic branching into supraorbital and supratrochlear, and the lacrimal branch of the ophthalmic going out to innervate the skin over the lacrimal gland. We remove these muscles. We remove the levator palpebra superioris and the superior rectus muscle, and we see the superior division of the ocular motor nerve here innervating the superior rectus and levator palpebra superioris. As we remove this out of the side here now, and we look in here, you might need to get in so you can come up from above. We have the nasociliary nerve. This is the nasociliary nerve coming in here. Nasociliary nerve is going to give off the long ciliary nerve, which go to the back of the eye. Nasociliary is a branch of ophthalmic. We're going to give off posterior ethmoidal. This way. There we go. That's better. So nasociliary, frontal, and lacrimal are the branches of ophthalmic. This is nasociliary here, giving off long ciliary, posterior ethmoidal, anterior ethmoidal, which are going between the superior oblique and the medial rectus, and the infratrochlear. Then we're going to have this branch right here. This is the ocular motor nerve. Ocular motor nerve branching into its superior division and its inferior division. Both of them are giving rise to the ciliary ganglia. The ciliary ganglia is going to give off short ciliary nerves coming out here. We also, if you see from the carotid plexus here, there's a little nerve that's going to actually come and join and come through. That's the sympathetics coming in to join. So we've got, this is sympathetic postganglionic fibers that are coming through to also get to here. So we have sympathetics and parasympathetics going to the orbit. So one more time, just to review here, this is the old ocular motor nerve with its superior division and its inferior division. This is the ciliary ganglia with short ciliary nerves. This is the nasociliary ganglia giving off long ciliary, posterior ethmoidal, anterior ethmoidal, and becoming infratrochlear. This is the trochlear nerve coming over the top of levator palpebra superioris to get into the superior oblique. This is the frontal nerve branching into supraorbital and supratrochlear, and this is the lacrimal branch of the ophthalmic. Muscles here, down here is the inferior rectus, and in the front here is the inferior oblique. On the inside we've got superior oblique on top of medial rectus. We look down here and we have the maxillary branch of trigeminal nerve, which is coming also through the cavernous sinus and then exiting the foramen rotundum. Maxillary branch of trigeminal nerve is going to continue out here. It's going to give that little pink one way in there. That's the pterygopalatine ganglia. And you see that little nerve coming into the pterygopalatine ganglia has the number 65 on it. That's the nerve of the pterygoid canal or the nerve of Vidian. From the pterygopalatine ganglia, The maxillary nerve is going to continue out. It's going to eventually become the infraorbital nerve here in the front. After it gives off zygomaticotemporal, zygomaticofacial. There'll also be a branch of the facial nerve that's coming out here to go to the lacrimal gland. That's actually innervating the lacrimal gland itself. That's the lacrimal branch of the facial. So we have a lot of stuff in the orbit. Don't forget about this big white tube. That's the optic nerve. So optic nerve is the big white tube there.
You should take that.
Tag the optic nerve? Okay, maybe I will. Questions on orbit?